Oh look, Amy finally knows how to do lighting right and make sure that she's in... Am I in focus? Great cold open! Hey guys, it's Amy here, back again with another video. Something very big is happening in my life. I'm going to regain my citizenship. How did I lose my citizenship? Well, I have not seen a single Lord of the Rings movie, read a single Lord of the Rings book, have no direct association with an opinion of Tolkien's works. Yeah. There's probably a multitude of reasons that I haven't even been wanting to watch or read them up until now. Those reasons, of course, being... Number one, my dad happened to watch these movies while recovering from surgery, and he found those movies boring. Number two, Tolkien is the reason that so much of fantasy, especially high fantasy, is the same, and so I had a small resentment for that. Number three, typically when something of a story sort of medium is that popular and people love it that much, I get a little bit, suspicious as to why it is so liked. And I just wonder if people just like it so much because it is popular. Which are very weird opinions coming from me as a fantasy author. Lord of the Rings is often the quote-unquote fantasy awakening for a lot of people. One of the series that everyone has to read, and everyone falls in love with ideas of fantasy, hobbits, elves, and the like. I had very different fantasy awakenings, mainly because my fantasy awakenings were in urban fantasy. And I'm pointing my fingers at Percy Jackson for making me fall in love with urban fantasy. Literal reviewers of my own book noticed Percy Jackson's inspiration on ASTER'S CODA. However, my high fantasy awakening happened to be through Dungeons and Dragons, which is very weird considering Lord of the Rings was a direct inspiration for Dungeons and Dragons. It's literally in the appendix of the D&D Player's Handbook. All the way down there. The T section. Furthermore, it's kind of a requirement for every New Zealand citizen or resident at some point to watch Lord of the Rings and then go to the associating things surrounding it, because there were scenes that were filmed in New Zealand, quite a lot of them, I think, and one of the companies that helped out with the special effects about Lord of the Rings is Weta Workshops in Wellington. I have visited there twice, not as a Lord of the Rings fan. But then, one of my D&D friends heard this news and decided to challenge me. I have 3 weeks to watch the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy. I genuinely do not know how this is going to go. Whatever, we shall see. I'm gonna be at least watching Fellowship of the Ring today. You won't be able to see my live reactions for it because my camera only has so much storage, battery, and time it's allowed to film. And also because I do not want to get copyright claimed. After each time I watch each film, I'm going to be taking notes, of course, as I watch the film, and then I'm going to spurt them out to you guys and share my opinion. This is for you, Hunter. I expect to like it, but not be infatuated with it. But we shall see. I shall see you on the other side. Who's texting me at this hour? I finished the film, donned a hoodie, and let my hair out. The way that it ended, the way that Fellowship of the Ring ended, it didn't feel like an ending, and that infuriates me. Because in those kinds of cases, I'm either like, how dare you finish it this way, and I'm angry. Or I'm like super excited to like look forward to the rest of it. I'm at a position where I'm at both. I enjoyed it more than I thought I did. This was probably when we were starting to leave the Shire and stuff, because that beginning bit, it dragged on. Like, I'm pretty sure there was like 5 minutes of exposition at the start of the film that didn't need to be there, because the characters just explained it anyway. Like, literally, what was the point of that exposition? It was literally the most useless piece of exposition I have ever seen. And there were some very questionable filming choices coming from me. I've studied film for like 3 years, so more than that actually. Every slow-mo scene, you could tell that they filmed it at like a very low frame rate, and it just made everything blurry and cheap. Every named female in that had less than 5 minutes of screen time, and there was about 3 of them compared to, you know, the entire flippin' Fellowship. Lord of the Rings is definitely not a feminist film. Didn't realize that the ring was a corruption ring. That makes me appreciate the film a lot more, because I'm really into like mind control, corruption and stuff like that. Some of the world building done well and then others not. It's a very mixed bag, but still somehow one I enjoyed. But we're 1/3 of the way through. I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I will see you whenever I decide to watch the next one. I literally just came back from meeting up with my friends. We had a jolly good time eating some dumplings and playing an arcade. But now it's time for me to shut myself in my house and watch movies. Furthermore, I may also have to take a dinner break in the middle of this, so my watching experience is likely going to be paused if the runtime is like 3 hours, but I'm still excited. I've got sewing and cleaning up I can do while I watch it, and of course I got my laptop to take notes. Here goes what I've been told by my D&D friends is where things really start to kick in. We shall see if that lives up to its expectation. Two Towers has been finished. And I feel like I got a fair amount of sagging middle syndrome. Like, there were some important parts, but then there were some parts that reeked of sagging middle, namely the whole Gollum situation. I really like Frodo and the whole corruption sort of situation. I hope that really goes into play come the 3rd movie. The whole war thing with Rohan and Gondor and all that was a little bit confusing, which I like got certain parts of, and then others I zoned out a lot. This is mainly because I wasn't sure what was important, what wasn't important in the moment. I think I like the first one better. Granted, I'm also very tired while watching it and have a little bit of a headache, but I think we shall see once I've watched the 3rd one. I may have different opinions about it towards the end, because the Return of the King, that had like something to do with Best Picture, like a nomination, I think. Maybe even winning. We shall see if it is deserving of it from my film studies mind. Oh, hi! I didn't see you there. I was too busy making signed copies of my book ready for my 1-year book birthday. ASTER'S CODA exposure next month turns 1 year old, which is like totally crazy! And to celebrate, you guys are going to get the chance to win some ASTER'S CODA themed goodies. We've got 5 signed copies to give away. I've literally got like 4 more copies in here. I've never seen this many of one book in my life. Got little bookmarks here. These are so nice. Abby character prints drawn by me. This is the best drawing of a person I've ever done digitally. And I've got greeting cards as well. Yay! Who doesn't love a greeting card? There's going to be 4 ways for you to be able to walk away with one of these goodies. I'm going to be doing a giveaway over on my Instagram, my TikTok, and of course my YouTube. Each of them is going to have their own separate set of rules, so if you want to do that, just keep an eye out on each platform. And I'm also going to be giving away 2 signed copies over on my YouTube during the 1-year anniversary live stream. It's going to be happening on July 24th at 11 a.m. New Zealand time. So that's going to be one way. There's going to be 2 chances for you to win the signed copy of ASTER'S CODA Exposure, and of course a chance for you to win a bunch of these other really cool goodies as well. July is going to be having a bunch more ASTER'S CODA themed videos. In the meantime, I'm going to get back to signing, and as soon as that's done, I need to prepare for, watching Return of the King. I definitely won't be wearing this for it. This barely looks appropriate. Did plaid even exist in Lord of the Rings? I have never seen plaid, much less yellow plaid, in a Lord of the Rings film. Might have to change it to something a bit more Shire-like. Let's just casually ignore the fact that I'm pretty sure I spent a minute and a half dancing to that song in front of the camera. I should also add, I looked up the plot of The Two Towers on Wikipedia, made so much more sense after that, and I could understand the movie so much better. Hopefully that will leave me on good terms when it comes to start Return of the King. Take the hobbits to Isengard. I am embarrassment now. Whatever, let's just get this party started. I changed back. I got cold. I said cold, not a cold. Thank you very much, throat. So yeah, I finished it. I think I really liked the 3rd one, but that was probably because I already had a lot of attachments to the characters. It was where stuff was finally getting, like, done. And it had one feminist moment in it. Dad, I can fight. Let me kill this wyvern for you. But I guess the overall question that you are dying to know the answer to is, have I been hooked? My answer is no. That's not to say that I hated Lord of the Rings and will bash against it. I mean, I would against the book because I've heard about the ways it is described, which is just blasphemous. Like an entire page dedicated to describing a tree, honestly. It was very much just like a mix of stuff that I liked, stuff that I didn't like, stuff that was just okay. I really love Samwise. He is my favorite, I will say that. I really like Samwise. Pippin was great, Frodo was great, the hobbits were all great. Gandalf was a deus ex machina on multiple occasions. There were a lot of scenes that dragged on and that I would have liked to be shorter. Aragorn was good. His girlfriend Arwen was not. Those are just some stuff that I'm spouting out. Overall, I'd probably give this like a 3.4 out of 5. I liked it, but I don't feel any particular attachments to it. This doesn't entirely inspire me to create anything new, except maybe the whole ring being corrupted thing. I'm always a sucker for corruption. Yeah. At least I got my New Zealand citizenship back now. And before you ask, no, I'm not going to be reading the books, I'm not going to be watching The Hobbit. I'm just going to leave it all there. If you did enjoy this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new around here. You can ring that bell to find out when I post more creative content. News is going to be coming out soon for the ASTER'S CODA 1-year anniversary giveaway. Follow Abby Tacker as she learns about the 3 worlds and her place in it through an otherworldly blood feud. And of course, you can check me out on TikTok, Instagram, Fiverr, and my website. Stay creative, everybody, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.